Now in this day and age, there are so many wavetable synthesizers to choose from and for you to create your own sounds. But in this video, it's going to be very interesting because I'm going to talk about why I like Massive X and Vital specifically. Personally, there's 5 reasons to this and I hope you guys will benefit out of it. Let's dive into the video. Now, I don't want to start any synth war over here on the internet. The main purpose of this video is to tell you why I like Massive X and Vital, and it's really preferential. It's up to you what kind of synths you want to use. But for my workflow as a sound designer and a music producer, these 2 VSTs are actually the best for me. Alright, point number 1, sound design. Now as a music producer, also a sound designer, even though I've been doing it for years creating my own sound, I feel like there is always room for you to learn new things. And when it comes to sound design, sometimes we want to use our eyes and sometimes we want to use our ears. Now this boils down to my first point, where Vital is actually a visual synthesizer where you can see all the waveforms and the LFOs and the routings and where it's going and how the waveform changes. So it's good for me to actually understand the process of sound design, in this case with the VST. Whereas for Massive X, the good thing is that it forces me to trust my ears. As you may know, Massive X doesn't have a waveform analyzer or some sort. You have to attach a waveform analyzer plugin separately on the effects rack. Like for me, example, I use Voxengo Span for me to understand the frequencies that are within that sound, but that's it. Although this actually helps me train my ears. That's why I still love Massive X. Okay, so as a sound designer, I need a lot of options. When I create supersaws or pads, I want to make them lush and thick. When I've been comparing with all the other synthesizers like Serum or Current, I look at Vital and Massive. They have a little bit more on the edge of providing you the sound generators. For example, Vital has 3 oscillators as compared to Serum, which only has 2. Some of you may not feel it's not necessary, but you might not know when you want to use it. And this is the next extreme thing. Like for me, I really love to work with sound generators, and Massive X on the other hand, even though the UI shows 2 oscillators, you can actually have up to 7 oscillators in the VST itself. So it's actually a very powerful wavetable synthesizer. So it's when the complexity of my sound design kicks in. I have 2 options for me to choose from. It's either Vital or Massive X. Now in terms of Vital and Massive X, I have the best of both worlds in terms of waveforms. What do I mean by this? It is the flexibility and also the modifiable functions within the 2 VSTs. Now let's look at Vital in the first place. Now Vital has some basics but powerful, very standard kind of wavetables. Even though the choices of wavetables in Vital is not a lot as compared to other synthesizers, especially for me using the free version, Vital is one VST that I can use for in-the-box wavetable shape editing. In this way, I can modify the shapes of the wavetable that they provided to create my own unique sound. Now for Massive X on the other hand, it's not more about shaping your wavetables, but rather it's more of me choosing the type of wavetables that they have, because Massive X is based off the previous VST called Massive, which is a very popular VST that's been used by Skrillex and many others, and he has a very good list of wavetables that are found inside. And with Massive X, the wavetables are almost as exhaustive as you want it to be in terms of the noise, in terms of the sound generators. There's tons of it that you can experiment with Massive X. So it's more of like providing me with a lot of wavetable presets that really helps me to reduce my time in production so that I can create unique sounds from the start. Okay, in sound design, I like to play a lot with LFOs, and this actually makes the sound a lot more interesting. So to me, the LFO portion within a wavetable synthesis is very important. So with Vital and Massive X, I have 2 spectrums of having basic LFOs that is quick and easy to use, while Massive X has a really cool, unique way of creating your own LFOs. I would say Vital is like the baby version of the Serum VST because the wavetables and the LFOs that they have within there are quite standard, and it's almost as industry standard as the Serum VST. And if I want to create sounds super quick and super fast, such as supersaws or even pads, these kind of parameters are easily assessed in Vital itself. Now when I want to get into more complexity into sound design, I will go into Massive X. This is because specific to Massive X, it has a very cool and unique engine for envelope and LFO shaping called the Performer, and also the Exciter envelope. Basically, I can draw any graphs for the LFOs or the envelopes that I want with a really big real estate as compared to Vital. And this helps me to create unique and bespoke kind of sounds if I really want to dig deep into sound synthesis. Now here's the last reason why I use Massive X and Vital. It's not about the sound, it's not about the synthesizer, it is about the cost. And to me, that is financially efficient. Now for Vital, as you guys may know, there are paid version and there are also the free version, which is the one that I'm using, which is the free Vital, and it's good enough for you to get started in sound design. So don't worry, I got you. I'll leave the link down to download Vital below in the description box. Now for Massive X, yes, it is a paid plugin, but it's still accessible through Native Instruments website because they do have a subscription base called Complete now. Now I know some of you producers don't like subscription base for Massive X, but apparently right now at this point of time when I'm recording this video, Massive X is currently on sale. I'll leave that link down in the description box below as well so that you guys can check it out. And the main reason why I chose Massive X is because it stands out to the other synths as compared to like Serum or Current, because Serum VST and Current VST are like the big brothers of Vital, and I would rather have Vital and then try another synthesizer which is a lot more different and unique, which is called Massive X in this case. So yes, like I mentioned earlier on in this video, before I start a synth war, that is not my intention. You might be asking, what about the other VSTs like Serum and Current? Like, why don't I actually do a review out of it, or am I biased towards this? Honestly, it's really up to you. For me, this is my personal preference. I started off with Massive X, and when I went into Vital, it was a lot more easier for me to translate my sound design techniques because it's a lot more visual. But yes, all wavetable synthesizers each have their own unique features. So do your own research and make sure you find the synthesizer that fits well in your processes, your workflow, and the sounds that you want to create. Now, I hope I give you guys a little bit of insights on why I use Vital and Massive X and why I feel like both of them really work together for my production workflow. If you guys have any additional thoughts towards Vital and Massive X, feel free to comment down below. Otherwise, if you're using other wavetable VSTs and you find that they are more interesting to use, do share them in the comments so that I could probably check it out and maybe do a review of the VST as well. Now before you go, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so that whenever I release new videos on Vital or Massive X, you guys will get notified. I'll probably have a look at it, but I'm really looking forward to the next one. I hope to catch you guys on the next video. My name is Vibe Synthetic. Peace.